next stop is On the Radar Radio.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
Yeah.
Yes, sir, baby, On the Radar Radio. Yo, special guest in the building. Raydeo himself in the building. What's up, bro?
Man? What's up?
It was kind of hard doing my intros and then also have to be like Raydeo in the building. It was kind of like a tongue twister, but I got through it, though.
Yeah, you did.
How did the name Raydeo, like, come about for you?
When I was younger, I used to play this game called Jet Set Radio.
Okay, yeah.
With my father, and like it was for like the Xbox. And for some reason, like years later, when I started like getting into my music, you know, my homies were like, "Oh, if you're gonna be an artist, what's gonna be your name?" And I'm like, I'm gonna call myself Crash, you know, because my father was like called Crash back in the day, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna be that. But like, he was a person in the streets. I'm not a person in the streets. I'm a goofy goober. So I was like, I kind of be lying if I say, oh yeah, my name Crash, and you hear like. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna call myself Raydeo.
Right. I'm glad you didn't call yourself Crash.
Nah. Do I look like a Crash?
No.
Exactly. Crash Bandicoot.
Crash Bandicoot, if that was your artist name. But how does like the son of somebody who's in the streets, like you said, become a goofy goober? Like how do you get there? Like, and like, was your father part of like kind of like the music journey too, or no?
No, actually, my father was just a person that, hey, he goes outside, he does what he got to do, and he brings food to the table. And I was always grateful. And he always got me, my brother, everything we needed, you know?
Right.
And he kept me away from that. Like, he just gave me, like, a chance to imagine and just be free in my head, not be free in the streets, you know? Because he already know that he lived through that life, him and my mother. So, you know, I never saw myself being really out there due to the fact of, like, I have my PS1, my PS2. I got this whole imaginary world that I'm playing in.
Yeah.
There's no need for me to be outside and do something dumb with myself.
Right. Which is good. God bless you, Calvin. He's like, I was the one sneezing yesterday. Now it's him. But like, I like that, and I like I like what you said about your pops. Like he just provided as a good father should.
Yeah.
And like kept you out of whatever situations he had going on.
Yeah, 100%.
Was there ever a point in your life where like, you know, you said you were playing your PS1, but was there ever like a point in your life where you almost felt like you kind of went in that direction, like the streets? Like, was there?
Yeah, I think it was during my high school years. I was really trying to discover myself. Like, I wanted to like, at that time period, I think I wanted to do like photography and like creative direction, which I still do, but it's more of like it's like also part of my like utility belt that I carry.
Right.
You know, show
like
you
Batman.
I'm an artist. Yeah, exactly. Batman, Bruce Wayne. But I was like in a predicament where I was in Martin Luther King High School, and you know that school, lovely black excellence, but boy was that school like this, like it was just terrible, and didn't really have resources to help like people like myself, and I was put in a predicament where I was with the wrong people,
right?
And there was like a time where I was like skipping school, not going to school, and not even telling my parents, and like almost I was caught like, you know, smoking weed in the back of McDonald's and shit like that, and I was just looking, and I was in this circle, and they were like all like, you know, doing that little blood rotation, right? And I'm just like, they're all talking about their futures and stuff, and they were like, yeah, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, and I'm here like, what the am I doing with myself, right?
Right.
And I just ended up like going back to school, had an epiphany while I was on the 1 train heading back, and
It's a real New York.
I had an epiphany, bro. I was laying on the 1 train like this, you know, 125th. You know, everybody know that should be packed.
Yep.
So I'm laying there, comforting with the pole, like, "Hey, what's up, pole?" And I'm just here like this, and I just had an epiphany, and I was listening to Logic when, you know, Logic was releasing the mixtapes.
Yeah, the mixtape era was Logic was different. Yeah.
Yeah, no, he over here. Well, he's still doing his thing, and
Logic can still rap.
he could rap.
Yeah.
Listen, I love Logic. He's one of the people that gave me the epiphany to see myself rapping, and it was from the song called "Feel Good" off his "Welcome to Forever" project. And that moment, I saw myself rapping in front of a crowd, and I saw myself doing music, but I was like, nah, that ain't me, because I didn't see myself in that high stature. I feel like that was such a pressure in my voice and all that. So that was the time where I was like in that lane of, I had a chance to go that route, but I didn't. I said, no, that's not for me. Like, I can't do this.
Yeah.
Because I know how I was going to end up, you know. I use my experiences as examples that what I've seen, and I don't want to repeat them. I want to be like an example that shows how does it feel to, like, you know, embrace yourself and embrace, you know, your true calling, you know.
Right. Was it after that, like, hugging session with the one train pole that you were like, okay, I'm gonna actually start rapping for real? Like, were you doing music at the time?
Nope. I was a music nerd. So the thing I get from my father is that he is like a collective. He's a person that listens to like a lot of house, a lot of like.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, he listened to every genre of music, and he used to play like a lot of like. He used to act like a DJ in our house. So he like on days that he didn't work, he would just stay home, be in the living room playing mad music. So there was this time where I think he was playing a Tribe Called Quest, Find My Way, and I was like, "What is this?" And he's like, "You don't know what the f is Tribe Called Quest?" And I was like, "That's why I'm asking you. What is this?"
Yeah.
And he was like, "Boy, here's the album. Do your research." So ever since then, I did my research.
And it was a Tribe Called Quest album.
It was the Love Movement. The Love Movement. I went from the Love Movement to the Low End Theory to Beats, Rhymes, and Life, and then so on and so forth.
And then Marauders, all that shit. Yeah.
And then I found so many other like albums throughout that catalog that it just opened my mind to things I actually listened to before because I'm a gamer. So I would hear these songs as a kid, but I never knew who the hell the artist was.
Right, like an NBA Street Jam, or those, or like even Def Jam Fight for New York, shit like that.
Wait, you gotta give me a part for that. Let me tell you something. I don't know if Def Jam's looking at this. You need to bring that game back.
It wouldn't work. It wouldn't work now.
Yes, it will.
I don't think so.
Yes, it will. Yes, I think it will work.
Think so.
It will work if they have the right person doing the right things fairly. And if you get artists that are like really into the fact that they will want to continue the fighting series and stuff like that, and pay them like substantially of like.
Right. That's the thing. That's the thing that you just said. Pay them, but like, remember, I think it was it Snoop? Somebody came out like a little while ago and said that they didn't really get paid for that game.
Was it Snoop or
Method Man?
It was no. I think it was DMX. I only heard that story with DMX.
I thought Snoop. Regardless, doesn't matter. But like, yeah, they didn't get paid. Now it'd be like, you got to get paid. You got to figure it out.
Because now like people, we're in the social media world, and it's like, dude, like I know how much I'm worth now. Yeah. So it's not like beating around the bush and being like, oh, here's like 2 cents for every copy we sell. Right. No, brother.
And you don't know how the video game's gonna do anyway, too, on top of that. You know that a new Def Jam game would sell.
Oh my
Even
God.
if the game sucked, at least the pre-orders would be like retarded for it.
Dude, I still got that game to this day. I still own a PS2 and I still play that game.
That's dope, man.
That game right there, oh my God. I hope to God one day someone out there, Snoop Dogg, brings it back.
Snoop Dogg.
And says, you know what? Let's do this. Let's take the risk.
Yeah, I think like having like, and then if you have like the old roster mixed with like young artists too, but like a perfect balance. Dude, like they would definitely throw Ice Spice in that, and Ice Spice would be like the Chun-Li character. She would go crazy. I ain't gonna lie. Not like respectfully, like that would be fire though.
And imagine her scream. She'd be like, "Gra!" That's why she just powered up and blazing. Gra!
That would be fire. I ain't gonna lie.
Listen,
it could work.
Yeah. I'm just gonna say yeah.
But you grew up in Washington Heights, right?
Yeah, all my life.
So like, growing up in New York too, like, and kind of like where you fit in, because like obviously you're a very different artist than like a lot of the New York artists that we get today. Like, Sco's from Washington Heights too, right? You know, are you and Lord Sco tight at all or no?
No, I heard of him. We kicked it in a session with my boy Thomas.
Okay.
That's how I heard of him, and we was like doing a track all together, just having fun. You know, like those sessions that you guys just like see how you all were like, how can I say the word, coincide with each other?
Yeah.
And
just vibe.
Yeah. And that's how I heard of him.
But it's interesting because like all the couple artists that I've had from the Heights, who aren't like predominantly Spanish or drill artists, right?
Yeah.
Like you and Skull, like y'all are very interesting because y'all, on top of like being artistically, music wise, like even if you look at like the fashion and everything that you're about, even the goofy goober shit, right? Yeah. Like y'all are very like what's the word I'm looking for here? Like artistic outwardly too, not just with the music. Where does the fashion come from?
It actually comes from video games. I swear to God. Like video games and movies that I watch. Like all my life, I always wanted to be a video game character. I wanted to be in like a movie.
What video game character?
If I had to pick one video game character, it would be Yo-Yo from Jet Set Radio Future.
Okay.
It would definitely be him. My guy swagged out. He got the red glasses. He got the golden rollerblades. And all he says is, yo, every time. Yo.
Right.
Like I would live in there happily. And just, I don't have to say no words. Every time I say yo, a comic book thing pops up in my head and y'all see what I'm talking about. You wouldn't
be mad with that at all.
At all, no.
So when you start taking like the music seriously, right? How like what is like the beginning of Raydeo's music career? Like were you always kind of like making the type of music you made now? Like what was like your first record? Like take me back to there?
It was more so of like I was just mimicking a lot of artists that I looked up to like heavily, but not mimicking in a way of like, I want to just sound just like them. I was doing it in a way of like, I wanted to learn how it felt to be in that type of atmosphere that they were in. So when I started doing music, I never really saw myself like really holding in my own type of like identity, right?
Right.
Because I was just trying to figure it out and trying to see like, if I do this type of song, if I do this type of thing, how does this make me feel at home when I, hear myself? And I think I went through another epiphany when it was back in 2016. My boys run into my room and they're like, they know my idol's Kendrick Lamar. And they're like, yo, bro, man, there's a free concert, Global Citizen concert, and Kendrick and Rihanna is performing.
That's like 5-6 years ago, right?
Yeah.
Something like that.
They're like, they're performing for free. I'm like, yeah, man, get the out of here. No, they're not. And they're like, yeah, he is. Like, he's performing for free. He's going to be there, da-da-da. And at that time period, I'm watching, like, interviews and watching, like what they do and, like, just trying to observe as much as possible. And fast forward, we get to there. We go to the show. I'm, like, the smallest dude. Everybody's taller than me. I'm like, yo, dude, we got to find a way for him to, like, see me. And none of my boys were trying to, like, go with me. Only one of them. I was like, yo, you have to be with me if I could tell people, like, this is what it is. And he performed, and that day, he out of I think it was 100,000 people, like, he pointed at me. He said, yo, real talk, y'all might not see him in the crowd, but real talk, we're going to dedicate this show right here to my partner right here. Yeah, I see you.
That's fire.
He got something special. Ever since that day, I've been a music artist, and I've been telling myself that I've been working to be the greatest I can be, and to meet that man face to face, no camera, no lights, and just shake his hand and say, since 2016, I've been waiting for this moment to tell you I'm here. And I am who I am because you saw something in me. Even though you don't know me from a hole in the wall, you know what I'm saying? I'm just a fan. But that sparked something in me to see that there's more to what I thought I could do.
Right.
And since then, I've been running in this train. Now I'm on the radar.
What was like what do you feel like was like the thing that made Kendrick point to you though?
It was the energy.
Was this the energy?
It was my energy. I had like a big ass De La Soul hat. It was like a yellow.
That's tough.
And I did it on purpose. I had a De La Soul hat. I had my Nikon camera, and I was just there like, I'm gonna stand out as much as possible. I didn't eat no food. I was standing like this for like hours. Didn't drink no water. Dehydrated, and it was the people that were making him see me. Like when he pointed at someone else. There's a video on this on YouTube too that you can search it up. He literally pointed at someone else, and he was like saying to someone, "You're gonna come up here," and I don't know who that person was, but they said no. He's like, "Okay, you good? That's real life." And he's about to go to the other stage, and then for some reason he stops and goes, and looks right at me and goes, "What you said?" And then that video showed me, like, mind you, everybody to me was like invisible. Everybody else was going like this. Him. He looked at me, and all I did was, and I put my hand down, and I said, that's it. That's all I wanted. Don't want to go up there. Don't want to da-da-da, because now learning, like, there's time frames that artists have to perform and da-da-da, so they, like,
Yeah.
And I was like, listen, I'm here, and I finally got you to see who I am, but this is not going to be the last time. And ever since then, bro, I've been doing it.
That's fine. And you just been waiting for that moment again.
Not waiting, working towards it.
I like that.
Working towards it.
What do you feel like it was like? What about Kendrick like makes him your favorite artist? Like what about his music?
He makes you reflect on you. Like his most recent album, Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, right?
Right.
I listened to that album when it came out. One, for myself. Two, to get some perspective, because life is perspective.
Yep.
And three, just to really hone in where he's been at for years, because he's been gone for like several years.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I want to understand what this man like has been going through. And not only that his storytelling is so phenomenal, but he really takes me on a trip to like, where should I be, and what's the conversations I should have, not only with myself, but with my peers that care about me, And I feel like we all as artists should be doing that. Like we all should be telling the truth and what we go through, and stop trying to act like everything is all sunshine and rainbows, or like we gotta like that. Like I feel like the more authentic you are as yourself, the more people resonate with you, even if you don't know me. I could be a hole in the wall, but if I'm talking to you with heart, you're going to stare at me, you're going to pay attention to what I'm saying. Because even if you're not trying to pay attention to what I'm saying, I'm speaking from the heart, and real recognizes real no matter what.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? And he just gives me that. And ever since then, I was like, That's the type of artist I want to be for myself. I want to tell my truth. I want to come as I am. I don't want to think twice or try to play this cool guy image. Like, I got it like that when I don't. I'm an independent artist. I live with my parents. My manager and me are the only people that invest in my own shit, and I'm doing the best I can to be right here and still stand here saying I'm here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not letting no other shit stop me.
Right. That's real, man. That's real. What do you feel like because, you know, the New York music scene is very, like, different now. There's a lot of, like, where do you feel like your place is in New York? And then a bigger question, like, where do you feel like your place is in, like, the wider music landscape, too?
I feel like in New York, I'm like the most, I'm the most greatest underdog ever. You know, I'm like that. I'm like that person that, like, you ask a question, and then once you finally take the time to listen, you're like, oh, this is a diamond. This is a diamond. But, you know, that's all you can do. You can't just be like, oh yeah, you know, he's a diamond. Let's try to making sure that he shines to everybody. You know, you just gotta stay with. I try to stay with the strong mentality of, like, as I keep working and I keep pushing forward and playing it like it's chess, eventually my abundance and my flowers will come, you know?
Sure, yeah. And
I accept the road that I'm in this city, especially when it's very hard to, like, show your type of art when everyone is so everyone is so confined of the fast food type of music that we all get into. And, you know, I feel like right now the industry is getting into, like, a creative renaissance where they're trying to find that feeling again of how to really hone in an artist and not give you, like, a facade, because everyone's trying to shine, but they're not trying to work to get to that shine, you know. And I'm just that I just see it in a grander scale when that time comes. Everybody will resonate with my music in a wider, like, beret, because of the fact that it's just stories that I'm telling from my bedroom. Right. Essentially, it's just stories that I went through, stories that I'm still going through, experience. You know, things to relate to. And I just feel like one of these days they're gonna be like, yo, man, you play that radio. Play that radio. Play that weird.
Right. You know, even, like, I found out, like, with Bounce, right, out now. Go stream that. Like, you produced that and you worked on that one pretty much all by yourself, right?
Oh no, I work with a homie. His name is Rylan Krebs. He produced it. He sent me this beat, and it was originally supposed to be a song that he was going to release. Okay. But then when he heard what I did on it, he was like, "Oh nah, man, you can have that one. That's you. That is 100% you." Yeah. And I made that song in my bedroom. Like, I recorded it. I think I was writing it all day when I was at work. Got home, finished it at 4 a.m. and I recorded it on my iPhone. Damn. And I did it off GarageBand. And I was like, yo,
GarageBand is crazy,
bruh. I did that. Yo, when I did that, I was in my boxers. I was over here like, this shit hard. I don't care what no one says. And it just felt like you was on some, like, you know, Ice Cube, Today Was a Good Day. Yeah. Felt like that shit, bro. I felt like on some, like, I'm trying to, you know, pause. I'm bouncing this shit. But, you know, I was like, that shit felt good. Hold up. I said it felt good. Listen, lowrider, the car. Bouncing with a car like this. Right. Freak. That type of shit.
Right. No, I definitely get that. Do you produce any of your own music or no?
No, I mostly.
But you self-record.
Yeah. I self-record and I compose and I write all my lyrics. I write everything. I'm a student to my own craft, and I believe writing your own, like, you know, stories and stuff like that. It just makes it more. It just feels more like heart-guided, you know. Right. And since I'm always, like, key to, like, the words that I pick and schemes that I write and stuff like that nature. I've been writing since I was a kid, you know. That's like I think that was my favorite class when I was, like, in school too. I wrote every time. Poetry was like
that was
my.
Let me ask you this, because, like, 2019 you had dropped What I Am, right? That was, like, the last, like, album that you put out, right?
Yes.
Oh, like, what are you kind of, like, working towards right now with the music? Like, are we just playing the singles? Like, what are you kind of, like?
So right now I got a project that I wrote during last summer called I Be Sad Too. It's a project.
I'd Be Sad Too.
Yeah, I'd Be Sad Too. Like, literally, like, you know, when you go to people and they be like, hey man, I've been having a bad day, and you're like, I'd be sad too. Right. And I just wanted to, like, you know, rap in the sense of, like, I wanted to tell a story of how I deal with my emotions, my inner emotions, and, like, conversations that I don't like to talk about, and just really, like, give people Johnny, because, you know, I'm Raydeo, always Raydeo. You know, as a person that I created to always be this quirky, bombastic, in your face, ha ha ha, hoo hoo hoo, hee hee. But then Johnny is like this person that's very, like, honest, raw, straightforward,
Yeah.
and I want people to know the both sides that I play, you know.
Right.
And this project, I wrote it when it was like, I feel like last summer was like a summer that everyone was outside. I was inside, and I recorded all this in my iPhone. All of this in my iPhone from GarageBand. And I really wanted to make it feel raw. I didn't want to play no theatrics, no nothing. I just wanted to give people who's me, you know? Because I gave the project What Am I, and that was like a very like, in your face, this is where I go through, da-da-da. But this is more like an intricate, conscious, more like sit down, let's talk, therapy type of session, you know?
Right. Why weren't you outside a lot last summer?
I mean, I really don't really go outside like that unless it's like a purpose or like a meaning, you know? Like, I don't like to go outside and mingle with people that don't really listen. You know, there's people that hear you, but ain't nobody that's really trying to listen to you. And like, not trying to say like I didn't have fun in the summer, because I did. But it's more so when it came to like being around others that I just know, like, you know, some people play the game of like just trying to see like, what do you have from what they don't have?
Right.
Then there's no reason for me to be in those spaces when no one is really benefiting off of nothing other than trying to see what type of clout or who you know. Like, I come from nothing. I don't have no clout, no nothing. If anything, I just want you to pay attention to my music and my skill, my story. Why does my clout or amount of followers or anything matter? You should pay attention to who I am, the artist, me, you know, my story, you know? So I stay away from like being around that too much. And if it is an event that I go to, it's an event that like someone I know or like, you know, I want to support and stuff like that. And yeah, pretty much.
Got you. I'll be sad too.
I'll be sad too.
Coming soon.
Coming soon. In a couple of months.
Summertime.
Sooner. You never know. I don't know.
You never know.
Well, I mean, it's close. It's close.
Is anybody on the project with you, or is it all you?
It's all me.
All you, okay.
All me. Well, I do have someone on the project. I got my lady. Yeah, she's in one of the songs that speaks about like overcoming, you know, your emotions and finally feeling like, you know, you're alive.
Right.
And, you know, and just finally overcoming that triumph feel of like, you know, I still continued. I still kept going forward. I didn't do anything bad to myself. And, you know, we still here continuing the story.
Word, man. Well, I'm looking forward to it. I'll be sad too, coming very soon.
Yes.
Freestyle and performance out now by the time y'all see this, so go check both those videos out. Bounce out now. Go run that up. Before you get out of here, bro, it does. You want to let the people know where they can follow you at, all that good stuff. Now's the time to do it. This camera on the right here.
Yes. Hello, everybody, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't know me right now, my name is Raydeo, Raydeo, and you can find me everywhere at Raydeo World, Raydeo World. You can check out my music, check out my videos, my visuals, everything. And I'll be having more and more stories to tell. I also do this series called Raydeo Raps that hits you every Wednesday. And yeah, man, I'm never going to stop. You're going to keep seeing me. And I hope you enjoy my story as much as I hopefully could enjoy yours as we meet, cross side and all that. Pew, pew, pew.
There you go.
See you on the radar. Radio. We out here. Yeah.
Well, make sure you check out everything he has out now. Go follow him. Go show him some love. Go show him some support. Love is free. Support is free. But try to do that. Till next time, Raydeo on the radar. We out, pal.
Free.
My God, love.
Love, man. Thank you so much.